Branon Allen started. He made some nice throws.
Yeah.
He threw 2 passes that could have gotten picked. One was picked. He also fumbled twice. Joshua Dobbs didn't play. This was Branon Allen's first start in 3 years. He looked a little rusty and statuesque. What did you think of the decision? Oh, and broken finger on his left hand, broken middle finger on his left hand, in a cold, windy, rainy game where he fumbled twice. What do you think of the decision to start Branon Allen? And full disclosure, he's starting this weekend if Brock Purdy can't go, according to Kyle.
Yeah, that was announced. I think it was pretty obvious that Joshua Dobbs looked like the better quarterback in the preseason. Joshua Dobbs believes that was the case. He spoke about it and said as much. I ran a poll on Twitter. 80% of Niner fans agreed that Joshua Dobbs looked like the better quarterback over Branon Allen. So I don't understand it. I think the reasoning behind it for Kyle Shanahan is Branon Allen can run the system better, even though Joshua Dobbs is, if there is a genius on this team, it's probably Joshua Dobbs, not Kyle Shanahan. This guy is extremely smart. He can create when there's nothing there, which is what Brock Purdy's been doing for Kyle Shanahan and this offense. I think it's an absolute mistake, especially if you have a broken hand and you're playing in weather, and it's not going to be better. It's not going to be easier in Buffalo. I'm not sure what's going to happen with that splint in the slush. I think it's a mistake, and it's one of those things. It's like, why the hell aren't you running Jordan Mason? Same thing for me. Like, why aren't you playing Joshua Dobbs? I don't understand it. I'm not a genius.
To me, like, Dobbs has way more in common with Purdy than Allen does. Like, if you want to run the offense you've been running with Purdy, which is a guy who can roll left, roll right, scramble, that's not Branon Allen. That's Dobbs and Purdy. And I think what's interesting is, like, I don't think Kyle wants a scrambling quarterback. When Brock Purdy goes off script, I don't think Kyle likes it. And I wonder if Kyle likes Brock Purdy as much as some Niner fans do. I think his ideal quarterback is Kirk Cousins, a guy who stands still and says, sir, yes, sir, and throws where Kyle wants it to be thrown. And that's Branon Allen. He's not as good as it. He's not as good at Kirk Cousins as that at that type of quarterback style, but that's his style, and that's Kyle's favorite style. And again, that's why I feel like he's going to trade for Kirk Cousins, because that's what he wants.
I mean, the system is above everything else with Kyle Shanahan, and that's what he wants to see. He doesn't want you scrambling unless there's absolutely no other options available. And he should know, he's a head coach in the NFL, how hard it is. And I think a lot of fans don't. We go back and we watch the All-22 and we're like, but wait, so-and-so is open over there. Like, it's very hard to play quarterback and see everything. That expectation shouldn't be there for 49ers fans. And I think for Kyle, it is. If you missed an open guy and you ran instead, that's you're not running my system. And I think that's the problem.
Kyle can have whatever reasons he wants to start Branon Allen over Josh Dobbs, but I think it falls in line with his mismanagement of the roster that's been going on all year. Like, okay, you can do whatever you want. You're the coach, but Josh Dobbs would have given the Niners a better chance to win. He's less rusty, he's more mobile, and he has 10 healthy fingers. The fact that you played a dude with a splint on his hand and he fumbled twice, that's on you. I don't give a damn how he runs your offense in practice or what his arm is like or he had a broken finger. You played him. He fumbled twice. That's on you. Yeah. And that's, again, like not playing the right punt returner, not playing Juwan Jennings until it was too late, playing too much use check, sticking with Debo, like on and on and on. All these things. Why is Kyle? What is his master plan, man? He's just not locked in.
Yeah. The system trumps everything. The system trumps everything for Kyle. And I don't fucking get it, man. I don't get, excuse my language. I don't understand Kyle, brother. He really pisses me off. I mean, nobody in the NFL thinks Branon Allen is a good quarterback. Joshua Dobbs started, had success. We saw what he did in the preseason, created when things weren't there. He made things happen. He has to get away from the system is what's most important. I want to see you do it the way I want you to do it. I just want results, right? Like, there's a lot of film watchers. Shout out to Rich Madrid. Shout out to Johnny Dells. They're both cool. I'm friends with both of them, but they're evaluating Christian McCaffrey, and they're like, versus Jordan Mason. Jordan Mason's not reading the blocks correctly. So what? His yards per carry is more. He's having more success. I don't care if he's reading the blocks correctly, running in the right hole or not. He is producing at a higher level. And it's the same thing with Josh Dobbs and Branon Allen, and it drives me freaking crazy. Josh Dobbs can make things happen, whether he's doing it in Kyle's system or above it. It doesn't matter. Produce. That's all that should freaking matter.
And to me, it's like they signed Dobbs not to really compete with Branon Allen. They signed Dobbs so that they could make Branon Allen the number 2 quarterback. They thought Branon Allen's really good. That's who they wanted. Like, they got rid of Trey Lance because they thought 32-year-old Branon Allen was a terrific investment as a number 2 quarterback. I'm not saying Lance is better than Allen. I don't know. But they got rid of Lance for this guy. They could have went out and gotten Malik Willis. The Packers traded a 7th-round pick for him. And they won games with him. There's multiple games with Malik Willis. They could have went out and got Mac Jones, who Kyle Shanahan loved once upon a time. No, this was your guy. This was your choice, Branon Allen. Why? Because he runs the system well. Well, 10 points, 2 turnovers. That's what you got. So you were wrong. And I think year 8, and these things pile up where, like, Kyle Shanahan just can't evaluate the players on his team. Like, when you start to lose confidence. You thought Branon Allen was really good. You didn't think Brock Purdy was good. You didn't. He was 3rd on your depth chart, and he got in the game. If those guys hadn't gotten hurt, Brock Purdy never would have played, and the Niners never would have known.
And this time, I think we remind, like, he got rid of Trey Lance because he believed in, Darnold, Branon Allen, but he also got rid of 3 first-round draft picks to get Trey Lance. He was wrong about that too, and I think people always forget about that. Like, number 1 believer in Trey Lance was Kyle Shanahan. He traded 3 first-round draft picks for him. He's been wrong nonstop on quarterbacks. Is one of his biggest weaknesses.
He hasn't been right yet. Joshua Wyatt says, for the math, the Niners have to beat either the Lions or the Bills. Which of those games is viable? And if it's neither, then when do you shut down CMC? I think more the Lions one, because their whole team could get food poisoning the night before. Bills, it seems like Josh Allen's going to play and the Niners are going to give up 45. That's just what it seems like, but I don't know.
I think they lose both, unfortunately.
And when do you shut down CMC? Like, I don't even know if you need to shut him down. Maybe getting him out there and getting his feet wet is good, but like, the whole thing is get his feet wet, throw him the ball. Running him at all doesn't seem to be working and doesn't seem to be helping anything. I don't know.
The 49ers have not beat, help me if I'm wrong, they have not beat a team over 500 this year.
They beat the Seahawks, who are technically now one game over 500.
Now over 500. Basically, any capable team is going to be the 49ers.
And it's like, if the Niners find a way to win the division, which I guess they could, who cares? They're going to lose in the first round of the playoffs. You know how I know? Because I've watched this team all year.
Yeah.
Anyone else who's watched them deep down knows it's true, including them. If I send you a lock-in tee, will you wear it? Of course.